CNN Primetime begins right now.
Hi, everybody. We've got a developing story tonight that has stirred up a lot of controversy. It is the proposal to build a mosque just steps away from what was once New York's World Trade Center. Critics are outraged. They say it doesn't belong there. And now there are questions about who is paying the $100 million bill. We're going to talk about that. And also tonight, day 86 of the disaster in the Gulf, a critically important test of the new cap does appear to be underway tonight. We have a live report from the Gulf with the very latest on that. And then later, another installment in the Palin family soap opera. Bristol Palin and her on-again, off-again fiancé, Levi Johnston, are on again. So is it happily ever after, or is there more to the story? We'll talk about that as well tonight. A lot to get to, but our number one story is that very controversial proposal to build a mosque and community center just blocks from ground zero. And by blocks, I mean literally 2. You can see it here. The mosque would be built just a couple of minutes walk from the construction site that was once the World Trade Center, which is why so many people are so upset. And Deborah Farrick was at the meeting last night of New York's Landmark Preservation Commission, where things got pretty heated.
My family died that day.
It was a meeting filled with pain, sorrow, and outright anger. Many came to say no to building a mosque near ground zero.
Have we forgotten what happened at 9/11?
Others, like Danya Darwish, who lost an aunt and 2 friends on 9/11, came to say it's the right thing to do.
And all you people here yelling at me don't even know. And maybe if a mosque were built, then you guys would know what Islam was about.
For 3 hours, tempers flared on both sides.
This is a very carefully planned effort on the part of radical Islamists.
It's called Islamophobia, pure and simple.
New York City's Landmark Preservation Commission took it all in as it considers the fate of this 19th century building, 2 blocks from ground zero. If designated a landmark, the original building will remain. If not, American Muslim groups will tear it down and move ahead with plans to build an interfaith community center and mosque.
I do feel that it would be a terrible mistake to destroy a 154-year-old building in order to build a monument to terrorism.
The meeting wasn't pretty as emotions boiled over.
That I'm ashamed to be an American today.
Please. Rafiq Gathwari, a Muslim American, reminded the crowd people from many countries and religions died on 9/11.
Anyone has a doubt, this is my American passport.
Rosaline Tallon, heckled for opposing the mosque, spoke on behalf of her brother, a firefighter who gave his life saving those in the towers.
And I'm not racist, thank you.
Some were suspicious of Imam Faisal Abdul Rauf, whose Cordoba initiative is behind the project, with one gubernatorial candidate even calling for an investigation into the $100 million center's funding.
And I would ask that, again, in the context of this decision, that you give people the time to have these questions answered.
New York's Mayor Michael Bloomberg rejects that.
Government should never be in the business of telling people how they should pray or where they can pray.
Imam Faisal was out of the country and unavailable for comment, but a spokeswoman said the center would counter extremism by giving moderate Muslims a voice.
And Deb Farrick is joining us right now with more on this. And Deb, I want to ask you about the funding issue. Gubernatorial candidate, Republican gubernatorial candidate Rick Lazio did raise that, as we saw in your piece. But why is this an issue? What is driving it?
Well, it's a big issue because right now the imam has not opened his books. He's been asked to do so, but so far those requests have been ignored. Also, although the developer said everything is going to be transparent, unfortunately what's happening is there's even sort of a move to even change what it's being called. It's no longer a mosque and cultural center. Now it's being called Park 51. So there's sort of, there's a way of this being pushed through. But for somebody like Lazio, he's simply concerned that funding is going to come from countries that have a history of sort of funding places where there is more radical learning taking place. And that's the big concern. And so they want the books to be open. And if the developer is promising transparency, that's all that they're asking for.
Also a political issue, no doubt, as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Everything's negotiated down there.